Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your comments, and thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Today, I want to talk about the fixation on Black Americans that turns into projection, resentment, and constant commentary, even though Black Americans aren't bothering anybody. And the irony is that every group that claims we're jealous of them are the ones that are making videos, think pieces, and insults aimed at Black Americans every single day.
You don't know shit about Somali people, but you're here judging, being jealous because they own businesses, they're successful, and they barely speak English. Some of us. They get education, they get educated, they change their life. They're not sitting home looking at us. Change your life, do something about it. Jealousy is a disease.
Now, this is a Somali woman talking about Black Americans. I'm going to guess that the average Black American has never come into contact with a Somali. I know many have, but there are tens of millions of us in the United States of America. And I just looked at the list of states that had Somali populations. Most of the states in the United States have very small to no Somali population. So most Black Americans don't even come into contact with them, but yet she's on the internet saying we're jealous of them because they get education and they're successful, when Black Americans are the most successful Black people on the planet. And a number of Black content creators are playing this Latino man angry because Black people didn't like the Bad Bunny Super Bowl performance, and he's calling Black people jealous and angry because of their culture. So this is just a recurring theme about people calling us jealous, even when we're not paying any attention to them. We're getting this commentary from every direction: Somalis, Latinos, West Africans, Caribbean immigrants. Everybody has something to say about us. And the funny part is, again, we're not talking about them. We're not in their business. We're not in their culture. We're not in their politics. Yet, somehow, we're the main character in everybody else's conversation. So today I want to break down a simple question: why is there such an obsession with Black Americans? Let's start with a pattern because it's the same script every time. Somalis say Black Americans are jealous because they go to school, start businesses, and work harder. Some even claim they're more important to America than the people whose ancestors literally built the country. Latinos say Black Americans are jealous of their culture and their family structure. Meanwhile, anti Blackness is deeply rooted in many Latin American countries, but that part never gets mentioned. Isn't that strange? Some Africans say Black Americans are jealous because they work harder, they are more disciplined, or they are just better people. And yet, the moment they arrive in the United States, they adopt Black American culture instantly: music, slang, fashion, everything. And the wild part is this: none of these groups can explain what exactly Black Americans are supposed to be jealous of. It's projection, it's insecurity, and it's a misunderstanding of who Black Americans actually are. So let's go there. Let's talk about the real trigger. The real trigger is our indifference to ICE. A lot of this tension comes from one thing: Black Americans are not affected by ICE. We're not being deported. We're not being targeted by immigration raids. We're not required to protest immigration enforcement. So when Black Americans don't jump into the streets to fight ICE on behalf of other groups, some people take that as hostility. But it's not hostility, it's neutrality. And neutrality feels like betrayal to people who expected Black Americans to be their permanent shield. But here's the truth: you cannot insult a community for decades and then demand their protection when it's convenient. A lot of these people of color immigrants did not develop their anti-Blackness from interacting with Black Americans. They brought it with them when they came here. A lot of people don't want to admit this, but it's documented. And they're saying it now. Some of them are being open about it. They were telling the truth about it. Many immigrants arrive in the United States with anti-Black stereotypes already baked in. They've been told Black Americans are lazy, Black Americans complain too much, Black Americans don't value education, Black Americans have no culture, and Black Americans are dangerous. They repeat these slurs they learned before they ever met a Black American. They lecture Black Americans about white supremacy without understanding the 400-year relationship between Black and white Americans. And then they're shocked when Black Americans don't rush to defend them from systems they themselves have weaponized against us. It's not hatred, it's boundaries. So while they're out here spewing all this venom against Black Americans, I would like to remind them of something. Black Americans are not deporting anybody. Black Americans are not calling anybody garbage. We're not trying to undo your citizenship. We're not passing laws targeting immigrants, legal or illegal. We're not making videos obsessing over other groups. And we are not demanding that anyone fight our battle for us. We have never asked anybody to get in the streets and fight for us. People have volunteered to do it. When Dr. King was leading marches in the 60s and later on in the 70s, when Black people were actually marching, Black people only were in those marches. They weren't inviting anybody to come to those marches. Once in a while, some white people, well-meaning white clergy people, might join a march. But Black people didn't want all these other people in the march, because what they will do is come in and create chaos. Because people have talked about when Black people were doing Black Lives Matter marches, that all of a sudden truckloads of bricks were showing up and people were throwing bricks in windows, they were setting fires, and they were destroying businesses. These are anarchists. These are people who are anti-Black people, who are using Black people to create chaos in the United States. So it's not even smart to have all these different people in your march or in your protest, because everybody is not there for the right reason. And for that reason, Black people don't solicit other people to come and fight our battles for us. Never have we done that. People keep saying, well, we marched during George Floyd, or they did this, or they did that. And we were saying, we didn't ask you to. You did that because you wanted to, because again, it is better if other people don't join, because you don't know what their motives are. Now, having said that, what Black Americans are doing right now is minding our business. We're living in the country that our ancestors built. We are navigating a unique history that nobody else in this country shares. And we're dealing with our own issues without dragging other people into it. We're not the aggressors here. We're the scapegoats. Instead of them going out there and fighting the people that are fighting them, they want to fight us. So let's answer the question: why the obsession with Black Americans? Because Black Americans are the culture center of the West. We are the reference point. We are the blueprint. We are the only Black group in the world whose identity is not tied to another country. People keep trying to drag us back across the Atlantic and make us Africans, but we are not tied to any country in Africa. We don't have any connection to those countries. That makes us powerful. that also makes us distinct. And for some people, that makes us uncomfortable to look at. Black Americans have shaped music, language, fashion, politics, civil rights movements, and global culture. People imitate us, compete with us, resent us, and rely on us all at the same time. That combination creates obsession. So here is our liberating truth. Black Americans don't need to compete with anybody. We're not jealous of anybody. We're not fighting ICE for anybody. We're simply living our lives in the country our ancestors built. Our ancestors paved the way for us to be who we are today. We don't owe anything to anybody. And if that bothers people, that's something they need to unpack, not us. And until people confront their own anti Blackness, their own insecurities, and their own projections, they will continue to obsess over a group of people who are not thinking about them. Black Americans are not the problem. We are the mirror. Look in it. Okay, y'all, thank you for listening. Let me know what you think about the video. Keep warm out there and have a great day.